Hey everyone, and welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. This time we are in round 3 at our 401 Vaughan in Toronto, Ontario sealed tournament. Brought to you by these awesome supporters of the channel that back us over at patreon.com/Rob's Gaming Table. Thank you so much for the support, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. On the left we have John, which we saw in round 1. And on the right we have Heesung. Both these guys are undefeated. This is the last round of the Swiss 3-pairing tournament. A sealed event, like I said, held at 401 Games in Vaughan, Ontario, just north of Toronto. So we have the capture guy on Mars set up on the left side with John going first with the Sanctum Mat. Then on the other side we got the Terror coming in, getting 2 Amber since his opponent has nothing. And let's try to figure out that other disc creature there. It's a Tentacus, if I'm saying that right. He's a 5 damage, no armor demon. Your opponent must pay you 1 Amber in order to use an artifact. So I've seen that guy before, I just didn't realize who he was. On the other side we got Fire Spitter, a Headhunter, and another Headhunter slapped out there for Brobnar. Nice and quick setup turn now, having 4 creatures on the left side. I think the Keyhammer that's over in the discard pile, I think he just discarded that. I don't think he actually used it there. Otherwise, his opponent would have 6 Amber, and he would have 1 more. So I'm trying to figure out what that event was. Looks like it was a Dance of Doom. That's a play out of disc action. Choose a number, destroy each creature with power equal to that number. And we have a nice clean board with a Succubus. Just like that, naming 5 damage, obviously, as the target. And we got a Bumpsy coming in, knocking an Amber away. And a Mighty Javelin artifact set up. That's just a, I believe it's a sack, and you deal 4 damage to a creature. So some nice board clearing action already. And we're back to 1 character, or 1 creature, sorry, on each side. We got 2 Amber on the right side there. Mars, Dis, and Shadows on the other side. Brobnar, Mars, and Dis. And we see an Umbra put in play. He's got that fight, and he steals 1. And Magda the Rat. And when you play, she steals, but when she leaves, your opponent gets the Amber back, I think is how that works. And let's try to find out this... try to figure out this Shadows Evasion Sigil, I believe, is the artifact with the Amber that was played there on the right side. Before a creature fights, discard the top card of its controller's deck. If the discarded card is the active house, discard that creature, or exhaust that creature with no effect. So it kind of puts a gamble to your fighting. You fight, if you flip off the top of the deck the same faction, it burns out. So we're going to see it happen right here. So the Brobnar character Bumpsy is going to fight. A Key to Dis is discarded off the top of the deck. Doesn't match, so the fight does go through. And Umbra gets hit there. I think Umbra's just skirmish. I don't think he's an elusive. So Mighty Javelin kills Magda the Rat. And Bumpsy's got a couple damage on him there. And we're now back to 2 Amber on either side. Yeah, Magda the Rat has elusive, so that's why he used that artifact to pop it. And I'm just trying to check out Umbra here. No, Umbra just has skirmish. So it looks like he has a Mother Gun in hand on the right. He's debating playing it, debating going Mars here. He is going to go Mars. And he almost did that mistake. I've seen it a lot lately in tournaments. I've been to, I don't know, 10 tournaments now, and that seems to happen at least once a tournament where my opponent goes to play an artifact as an action and do it immediately, and I have to stop them and correct them. So make sure you guys are checking your cards, making sure they're the right card type and they're not actions, but they are in effect artifacts. Total Recall. So play for each friendly ready creature, gain 1 Amber, return each friendly creature to your hand. So I don't know what happened there, but I think he should have returned each friendly creature to his hand after playing that. So I think a little misplay there. Yeah, the card says play. For each friendly ready creature, gain 1 amber, period. Return each friendly creature to your hand. Doesn't say ready or anything like that. So I think we have a misplay there. It is a rare card, and I find that happens a lot. If a lot of people don't know all the rare cards yet, so when somebody plays one quickly, you just assume they know what it does. But read your opponent's cards. That is a pro tip for you. Some people I find also just drop an action down to get the amber, and then the action really has some effect that hurts them, but they'll say, I'm just playing this for the amber, and then throw it away. But if you don't read it, sometimes they're getting away with something there, so you just got to be careful. So red hot armor, not doing anything on the other side. Basically heating up the opponent's armor and hurting them, but it's not happening here. We got a Flame Wreath on the Terror now, who is +2 power and hazardous 2 with that upgrade. So now we got the Mother Gun trigger. It's going to reveal 2 Mars cards, deal 2 damage to a single creature. It's going to do it to Bumpsy. And Bumpsy's now up to 4. So we got capture of 4 total there based on those 2 ready Mars creatures. From those Exili Marauders, if I'm saying that right. And the Bolter is gonna fight Bumpsy and should die. Oh, he's dealing 2 damage, sorry, when he reaps, off his reap ability. He did a reap and then he deals 2 damage to kill off Bumpsy there. And then we got John Smythe doing a reap, standing up the Bolter. Bolter does the reap again, deals 2 damage to the Terror. So here's what Mars does, and Mars does great. When you get all Mars guys out, as many as you can, creatures on the board, they all start interacting with each other, and you start to see the Mars synergies. John Smythe, a huge piece of that. And if you don't whittle that board down, destroy those creatures, get rid of them, you will have the game snowball against you. So yeah, that's how Mars works. Is my understanding is, yeah, Mars, when you get them all together, their cards are deadly. And I think people don't like playing Mars because they realize like a couple Mars cards in hand aren't the greatest. But if you can put all the Mars cards in your deck on the board together, or get the actions working with the cards on the board together, it's pretty crazy combos can start happening. And if they're not dealt with, they get out of control. And on the other side, we have Mars' turn here. We got Tunk thrown in. And Squawker coming out there, getting an amber and readying Tunk off that action. Now, Tunk coming in for a fight with 6. He's got 1 armor, I believe. Yes, he does. So he's going to hit the Bolter. Since the Bolter does not have elusive, that's why he didn't go after John Smythe. John Smythe does have elusive, so maybe he doesn't have another way to fight him this turn. So I'm not sure what happened there. We have Grabber Jabber out there making keys cost +1 for the opponent on the right. I'm not sure why the Bolter didn't leave play there. I don't know what happened there. I'm confused.
Discard a random card from your hand. Oh, never mind. Just reap. Yeah.
So Toxin coming into play. Exhausted, of course. He's got a reap ability. You can discard cards out of your opponent's hand. We got a Guardian Demon who's got a play, fight, or reap. Heal up to 2 damage from a creature, then you can move it to another creature. Which in this case, I might move it over to that Grabber Jammer. And then a Succubus coming out there on the right flank, and a Gateway to Dis just being discarded. And we see now the player on the right, it would be in check with 6, but we have that Grabber Jammer out there making keys cost 7. So we got Dis named here on the left. We got the Terror reaping, and now we got a Gateway to Dis on the other side. And he gets all his captured amber back and wipes the board of creatures, that is. And I believe that Brobnar artifact at the top left of the screen, there's a cannon that deals 2 damage as an action to a creature. And then we got Snuffles. What does Snuffles do? Shaffles, sorry, Shaffles. Looks like it says Snuffles from here. So Shaffles, at the end of your turn, your opponent loses 1 amber. So that's why he's down to 5 now. And we got Mother Gun firing and killing Shaffles. And a Grabber Jammer on the other side coming in. And a Zizix the Many. So that was a cool play with the Shaffles there, making him lose an amber. Otherwise, with that Grabber Jammer being popped on the gateway to this, you know, destroy of all the creatures there, it would have made his opponent forge a key, but having that Shaffles stop that play, that was a nice one there. We see Zizix the Many on the board there with the Grabber Jammer. On the other side, we have a Grenade Stub coming into play when he's destroyed.
2 damage to everybody, including him. He dies, you lose 2 amber.
When he's destroyed, you lose 2 amber, which we just saw Hebby the Huge, I think is his name, come in there. And he deals 2 damage to each undamaged creature, which of course kills that Grenade Stib and causes the opponent on the right to go down to 3 amber. And an armor on the Grabber Jammer there, blocking 1 of the damage hitting him. But Zizix the Many taking 2, and now he's 1 damage away from being destroyed. And he's going to get destroyed off the cannon. We have still on the Brobnar turn here, I assume. And that's going to be it. So Red Hot Armor just being played for the Ember. And Arise to get all the Mars creatures back. Here you go. Like I said, you get all those Mars back together. Arise, super powerful card with a Mars, good Mars synergy in your deck. So we're going to see that probably come back into play shortly here. And we got 1 chain gain there on the very bottom of your screen on the right for that Arise play.
The chain only goes away if you're below. Correct. So you won't lose it at the end of the round if you have more than, if you have 6 or more cards. Okay. I would call. So you're making me do a +1.
So yeah, no Keyforge there on the left at the start of John's turn here, the guy with the Sanctum Mat, due to that Grabber Jammer being across the board from him, raising the cost of keys.
Each undamaged creature captures 1 amber from its opponent. So I capture 1 from you.
So Pandemonium there, making only undamaged creatures capture, which is great for John since the Grabber Jammer has the damage. He's not going to capture anything. And now we got to control the weak. Gaining an amber, he's going to choose his opponent's faction that he has to name on his next turn. I think he said Dis. Doesn't want any Mars, that's for sure, to stop all those Mars cards from coming into play.
I know what most your hand is, right? Control the weak off the rise is amazing. Oh, really?
And he passes his turn. Control the weak, causing a pass turn. Wow, and a forged key now. On the left side, we have our first key forged. So if you guys like these videos with commentary, I did a couple of others on the channel. I got more to come. I've been to many tournaments since this one and have recorded a bunch of videos. So stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you subscribe for that. A ton coming up.
Triple the amount lost that way. I will play John Smith.
So Shatterstorm there. Play off an action, lose your amber. Then your opponent loses triple that amount of amber you lost this way. So they're both down to 0 amber right now. So we got a Mother Gun on a John Smite there. 4 cards revealed, doing 4 damage, but he only needed to do 2. And we got all of them coming into play here. Exhausted, of course. So he has no amber to capture there off of the Marauders.
It's actually perfect for me because now you don't get pluses.
And we got a Reap off the Grabber Jammer.
You capture nothing.
And nothing to capture there off his Reap ability.
I will call. Yeah.
So this match is for the Wild Wormhole mat. There was a Discovery kit used at this tournament. If your stores are having tournaments right now, go check them out. Go play Keyforge. You only need a deck and a bunch of tokens. But they are giving out prizes at all the tournaments, store credit, giving out decks, especially in my area. There have been lots of tournaments almost every week, some during the week, some on weekends. It's really hot right now. Talking to a lot of store owners, too, in my area. Keyforge is selling out quick. They get it in. It's gone right away. People walking in, buying them by the, the 12-pack store displays of decks. It's pretty crazy how this game's catching on, and lots of fun to play for sure. I love going to a tournament and knowing I'm not just playing against, the top meta deck like I would in other card games I play. you know, you get your 3 or 4 meta decks that make up the whole field. And this is just the Wild West, and I love it. All right, so we got a Ember Imp, and is that the Shaffles again? He's back, I think. No, it's not. Oh, it's Drumble. He's the guy that if your opponent has 7 or more Amber, you capture all of it on the play, but that's not happening. And we got a capture there off a Reap, off the Grab Jammer. We had a little bit of fight in there to thin the board down out on the left side off these Mars creatures. And we see this Mars board go wild here. Tons of Reap. And we got a check with 7 on the right, trying to forge his first key.
I will call Brobnar.
And now Brobnar on the left is the faction that is named. We got John Smythe getting shot by a cannon.
I will fight with Hebe.
Hebe the Huge is going to fight the Grabber Jammer, but he's got to discard the top card of the deck. He has no cards left in his deck, so he's got to shuffle his discard pile to remake his deck, basically. And then discard the top card. If that top card is Brobnar, this fight will not happen. And John's obviously nervous here, dropping some cards as he shuffles. Just kidding, John. I know you're watching this. John Smythe. And the Grabber Jammer dies a death and loses the Amber that he captured. And we have Headhunter jumping in. He's got that fight ability, gain 1. And Anger to ready and fight with a creature. Great with a Headhunter. And we got the card discarded off the top of the deck here. So he's going to try to fight the... And he does kill the... what was that? The Bolter, I think. And Tremor stun a creature and both of his neighbors. So both the Marauders there are going to get stunned. So forging a key. Looks like they may have missed out on. So it looks like we forgot the chain there on the right side. I forgot also. So they're gonna solve it here by discarding 1 card at random.
Yeah, that's how we play it too, right? That one's ugly, but wouldn't work for me right now. If you're in the
looks like he discarded a Too Much to Protect, which is a Shadows action there. It has steal all but 6 of your opponent's Amber. So doesn't really do anything right now anyway, but it would have gotten him Amber. We got Magda the Rat coming in to steal 2 off the play. And Special Delivery, which I believe is a sack to deal 4 damage. I think, no, it's 3 damage to a flank creature. If it destroys the creature, purge it. Silvertooth coming into play ready. We have a Naughty the Thief there on the right flank. And Carlo Phantom also came in there. That I missed, so I looked away. He's got Elusive and Skirmish, and each time you play an artifact, steal 1. And off the top of the deck comes a Dodger off that Evasion Sigil, and the fight doesn't happen. The creature just exhausts with no effects. So nice wall of Shadows creatures there now on the right. Only 1 Amber on the left side. Let's see what faction that John names on the left, and if Heesung can steal that using some good Shadows plays next turn. Also want to appreciate the people leaving feedback in the comments below for these videos, just when mistakes kind of happen. I hope we can all use these videos as learning experiences, even the players playing in the video. This game is very new. People are going to mess up rules and make mistakes. And it's good if you guys check the comments below. You probably find some corrections. And I appreciate people for doing that so that we all can learn and do things right going forward. So it's good with good constructive criticism, I believe. And that's one of the benefits, I think, of doing these videos.
Odds of me getting it through, we're not high.
So we have another Headhunter on the board there. 1 got discarded, I believe, off the top of the deck on the fight, so that didn't happen. Or maybe just play that. We see Naughty the Thief did die. What is this? Treasure Map. An action. Play if you have not played any other cards this turn, gain 3 Amber. For the remainder of the turn, you cannot play cards. So he's going to use what he has in play, though. It's going to deal 3 to Hebe the Huge, and it destroys it, so he gets purged. So he's going to go under the faction card there, and that Flame Wreath gets discarded. And he's going to reap with all 3 of his Shadows creatures there. And pile up the Amber. What's he sitting on now? Looks like, I'm going to say 12? 12 Amber on the right side right now. No Keyforge, I believe. And he's now shuffling his deck since he's drawn through his deck. This game's going kind of long for a Keyforge match. But I like this game the way that it's got the smaller decks and you get through your deck. So you have a chance to see all your cards usually. And he plays Mars Event there, or Mars Action, sorry, just to get the Amber. Grabber Jammer in play, Blip It in play.
Wow. I have 7 board wipes and I can't find any.
Yeah, you hear John on the left there talking about having 7 board wipes and he's looking for them right now.
The thing is that you guys wasn't even hitting me. I was just getting Amber at that point. It was. That was right. I forgot this for you. Thank you, sir. It's still a pretty good deck.
So Blip It allows him to play his next Mars creature. After a reap, he can play it ready, which is kind of cool. So we got a nice Mother Gun here. 4 cards revealed. And the Headhunter's damage goes away. I would have shot that Grabber Jammer, to be honest. And we got the Unstun off the Marauders. We have our first Keyforge there on the right. I believe it's the first key. I don't think he has his keys anywhere we can see them. So, oh, sorry. He has 2 keys forged. It's the helmets there. I just noticed that. I'm sorry, guys. I think he has those Star Wars helmet tokens there on his identity card on the bottom right of your screen. I think are his keys forged. So he's got 2 forged. That is my bad. I was expecting him to put something else on the board, like a key token or something. So we got Zorg out there who comes into play stun. He's a 7 damage beast that when he hits his opponent's creatures, he stuns. I believe the creature he fights and his neighbor or something. There's neighbors. Let's check this out. Zorg. Before a fight, stun the creature Zorg fights and each of that creature's neighbors. Yeah, he's deadly. We got a Grabber Jammer now on both sides. So Pandemonium now, grabbing the big capture one on all undamaged creatures from their opponent. So that's going to slow things down a little. And we've got an Ember Imp in play, so the player on the right can only play 2 cards each turn while that guy's out there. But we got a Mother Gun killing Blip It. Let's hope he deals with that Ember Imp before he tries to play more than 2 cards. I mean, he does have enough Mars creatures out there, you can fight him for sure, but... So the Ember Imp is going to get fought by a Marauder, and he flips the top card of his deck due to that Shadows artifact, and he's good. So the fight does go through. They both take each other out. 2 damage each. Zorg is going to get rid of the stun. Looks like he has Total Recall in hand. For each friendly ready Mars creature, he's going to gain 1. Then return each friendly creature to your hand. See if he does this properly this time. Unless they did it right and I just goofed up the first time, but I think it was misplayed earlier. So we got some Reap there. He's up to 5 Amber on the right. Very close to closing this out. John on the left only still 1 Keyforge. No Amber technically in his possession. No, it's all across the board. So see, this is for each friendly ready creature, he's going to gain an Amber. And he's going to return them all to hand, so John gets all his captured Amber back.
They return your hands. So when she leaves play, I steal 2 from you?
Yeah, that may have been a goof up here. So Amber going to get stolen for Magda. So 2 get stolen back by John on the right there. And of course the Mars creatures are all going to come back out. And Zorg's going to return to play stunned. And we have check on... No, we don't have check on the right. Sorry. Grabber Jammer still in play on both sides. Increasing the cost of keys. So neither of them are going to forge a key here. They both have 6.
Keyforge players, there's 10 minutes left in the round.
And thanks to John RTO telling us we got a 10-minute warning here.
Oh, you have a grabber jammer, never mind.
So I think this game is a textbook play of you get Mars all together on the board and it's trouble if you don't deal with them. And we're seeing that here by Heesung on the right, just as Mars is carrying this deck here, or at least carrying this match, and just causing so much trouble for his opponent. So he plays out the Javelin again, gets an Amber off it. He's now in check territory. And we got a Headhunter fighting the Grabber Jammer.
So I kill him.
And he flips the top, it's a Flame Wreath, so the fight does go through. And 4 damage on the Headhunter. And now Keys only cost 6. He gains 1 for fighting off the ability on the Headhunter. Since he did survive the fight, he gets to trigger that. And he's going to throw a damage on himself. And we got a Coward's End classic play here. Damaging your own creatures to keep him into play from the board wipe. And he deals with the Mars wall across the board just like that. Finally got into one of his resets and a Headhunter put out there.
I have 6 just. I have a grabber jammer. Oh, you have a grabber jammer.
So Heesung telling his opponent, I got 6, buddy, so the game's over. But John quickly points at his Grabber Jammer and says, no, you don't. You got a key tax right now. There's a 1 Amber tax on keys.
Yes.
Oh, it looks like we got Miasma coming in here off Shadows. No Keyforge next turn. And he's going to get 1 Amber off that. Silvertooth coming in to play ready. All those creatures that went back to hand are coming back out now. Carlo Phantom. He's got that elusive in skirmish.
I only have 1 key, so it's not. Okay.
So we got a Reap off Silvertooth. I don't know why Miasma... I guess he's leaving Miasma in play there just to remind his opponent it's happening. So he skips the Forge Key step. Or he's treating Miasma like a creature for some reason. Yeah. John reminds him. Tells him discard that. Get it out of here. I don't want to look at it. Can John carry this game any longer? Does he have a way to stop his opponent from forging next turn? He has to get rid of 2 Amber to put him under the Grabber Jammer's tax there. I don't know if he has it. Well, we're waiting for him to decide. Guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Follow us on twitch.tv/Rob's Gaming Table to check out our live Keyforge content and other board game playthroughs. You got a playlist at Rob's Gaming Table. Tons of Keyforge in there. You can also hit that like button if you want to see more Keyforge videos. And you guys like this stuff. Got tons more in the hopper coming up. So stick around. And we got Tunk put into play there. Grabber Jammer doing a Reap. And that is it. He can't stop him. He got him down to 7, but not enough to stop him from forging a key. And Heesung takes the tournament. And thanks to all players for playing on camera. Thanks to everyone for being here. Thanks to our Patreon supporters. Thanks to our subscribers over on Twitch. All that stuff helping out the channel, helping us grow here, and bring you that awesome Keyforge content. So if you want to see more, like I said, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for more. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.